So we got to talk about this bill that's being presented in my home state of Mississippi, which I currently reside, where basically it's a gooner bill that is being introduced or could be introduced. Now, granted, I'm not one who talks about politics. If you're new here, I'm just somebody who really talks about pop culture stuff. But I seen this and I couldn't help but laugh at it. According to a Democrat named Bradford Blackman, he did say this. Quote, you have male-dominated legislators in Mississippi and all over the country that pass laws that dictate what a woman can and cannot do with her body. One of the reasons why this legislation is so important is that with the overturning of Roe v. Wade, it has not only impacted women's ability to get abortion care, but it also has affected women's ability to access basic gynecological care that includes contraceptive care. And he had told Newsweek that he wants to point out the double standards in legislation. When a bill has been filed that would regulate what a man is able to do with his own body in his own home, it suddenly has people in an uproar. Blackman told Newsweek, I'm trying to figure out when is it okay for the government to dictate what you do in the privacy of your own home. Apparently, it is when the laws regulate men. The act would impose a violation of $1,000 for a person's first offense, $5,000 for a second offense, and $10,000 for a third or subsequent offenses. The Contraception Begins at Erection Act would not only apply to the discharge of genetic material that was done for donations or to be sold to a facility for the purpose of future procedures to fertilize an embryo, it also is not meant to affect a person when there is the use of contraceptive or contraceptive method intended to prevent fertilization of an embryo. Blackman wrote that the act would take place sometime around July 1st. The reactions from some quarters relating to my bill indicate that men are not held to the same standard when it comes to the intrusion of their personal private affairs, as women have been held with the reversal of Roe v. Wade. It's rich that the landmark Supreme Court decision of Dobbs v. Jackson, the Women's Health Organization, began it all here in the state of Mississippi. Now, how I'm looking at this, two things can be true. Roe v. Wade being struck down is a problem. I've been thought that it's been problematic for the longest time because there have been cases where a woman would get pregnant via rape, and if that was to happen, or incest, then, you know, where could they go or who could they look to really like get that taken care of? Now, on the contrary, I think that if anything, it makes people want to act a little bit responsible when it comes to who they sleeping with. Most notably, guys who be trying to shoot up the club and leave. You can't be shooting up the club in Mississippi no more. That means when she gets pregnant and has the kid, despite you not wanting to have nothing to do with the kid, then according to the law at least, you would have to be responsible for taking care of said child. Now, as far as this gooning law would go, I think it would be a little bit laughable. I can't really see something like this get signed into law and approved by the state governor. For one, I'd ask the question, how can you prove somebody ejaculated in their own home unless you got some type of hidden camera set up in every house? That's the only way. Now, I can understand if this was applicable to people who goon off at work, like literally. Like, I've seen shit all over Twitter of people sharing videos where they'll be in the stall and the guy next to him is wanking his lizard in the stall, literally at work. Now, if this law was aimed at guys like that, I'd be all for it, because y'all some sick gooners, y'all some sick people, and you need to find somewhere else to get your goon off. Just not in the neighboring stall. Don't do it. Don't even do it in public, for Christ's sake. If this was all just aimed at people who do it in public, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But again, it would be hard to prove that somebody did this, number one. And secondly, that would mean that if you're a woman, you can get away with masturbating in your home, but the men can't. That'd be crazy. I just seen this story and I thought it was funny and interesting to talk about. But y'all let me know what you think about this mess in the comments below. Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.